Okay, when Spock says shoot, you shoot. He's a pacifist Vulcan. If he does that, it's time to shoot. Oh man, this is a problem.
Is that Nancy, Doctor?
You know, there must be a whole bunch of M-class planets all over the place. It seems like there's tons of them where just a couple of people are down there on a whole planet. I like the part where Kirk tells Bones they can search the whole planet on foot, like we won't know that. I mean, it's a planet. Unless the planet really is just the size of a soundstage, in which case they probably could just cover the whole thing by themselves. They go to this planet, it's called M113, so that they could give the only two people down there their yearly checkup. One of them is that woman in Dr. McCoy's past. And I like how Kirk puts that in his log. You know, like the folks back at Starfleet are checking logs for stuff like character development. He calls some weeds flowers, and then he tells Bones to give them to Nancy. What a jerk. Of course, Dr. Crater's kind of a jerk, too. How dare Kirk barge in on his planet? Seriously, this is a guy who really needs his personal space. But then the big mystery unfolds, and like most really good mysteries, it starts with a bunch of expendable crew members dying from unknown causes. I like how McCoy explains to Kirk that he doesn't know how the first one could possibly be dead. Like he could just get up and walk away because he can't figure out what's wrong with him. It would have been kind of funny if he'd done that too. Oh yeah, there's no reason I should be dead. Don't know why I did that. But it turns out he's missing all of his salt, and the Craters keep complaining that they need salt too, so I guess we know who's responsible. That's right, one of the only two people on the entire planet. It is a pretty good mystery, though, because while we know Nancy's killing people, we don't know how or why. It turns out she's a vampire, but not one of those, brooding high school kind of vampires from Twilight. She doesn't get all sparkly when we see what she really looks like. She turns into this! It turns out she's a telepathic, shape-shifting vampire that needs salt to survive. She gets on the ship and starts turning into all kinds of people, which is cool because it gives a lot of characters some screen time. Okay, quick production lesson. This is the first episode that was aired, so it introduced all these people for the very first time. It's nice to do Uhura, Sulu, and Yum and Rand get some stuff to do, and it establishes Sulu's hobby of botany. Specifically his interest in plants that bite people and freak out when they know there's an evil salt vampire in the room. Oh, and I'm pretty sure that's also the last time we see Sulu sharing this fascinating hobby. They finally find a creature after they compare it to Buffalo, and after Crater gets himself eaten. It takes McCoy a long time to shoot because it's pretending to be Nancy again, even though it's eating Captain Kirk, and he just can't bring himself to do it until he turns into this. Now it's not so hard to shoot. I like that once he sees it, once he sees what it actually looks like and it turns into Nancy again, he shoots it again. That shows he's come to his senses, but it's still a difficult moment for him. Man, it's a good thing it wasn't called the monkey trap, because if that thing turned into a giant banana, I don't know if I could have shot it either. This episode's very important lesson. Some endangered species are endangered for a good reason, and just because somebody can shapeshift, read minds, and is good at pretending to be other people, that doesn't make it a sentient being. But those are handy survival skills. An interesting note, The M113 creature is very similar to the one in a short story by John W. Campbell called Who Goes There, published in 1948, about a creature from space that some scientists find in an Arctic exhibition that mimics other people and then kills them. The story was later adapted by John Carpenter for the film The Thing in 1982. Time for my rating. I give this one 3.5 bananas. It's a good mystery, and a good early episode that does a good job establishing both major and minor characters, and there's a lot of neat editing with different people's perspectives of Nancy, and with her turning into different people. As always, thank you very much for watching.